Welcome to A Course in Miracles Essentials. I'm Auntie Patricia, and today we're studying workbook lesson number 66. My happiness and my function are one. Happiness and forgiveness are one and the same. The ego wages constant war with the Holy Spirit on the fundamentals of both forgiveness and happiness. It is not a two-way battle. The ego attacks, but the Holy Spirit does not respond. Holy Spirit knows what your function is. He knows that your function is your happiness. Today we'll try to go beyond this pointless battle and arrive at the truth about your function. We will not engage in senseless arguments. We will not become hopelessly involved in defining happiness and determining the means for achieving it. We will not indulge the ego by listening to its attacks on truth. We will merely be glad that we can find out what truth is. Not only is there a very real connection between the function God gave you and your happiness, but they are actually identical. God gives only happiness. Therefore, the function He gave you must be happiness. Today's exercises are an attempt to go beyond differences in form and to recognize a common essence. Begin the longer 10 to 15 minute period by saying to yourself, God gives me only happiness. He has given my function to me. Therefore, my function must be happiness. Now try to see the logic here. First, God gives you only happiness. For this to be false, it would be necessary to define God as something He is not. God is love. Love cannot give evil, and what is not happiness is evil. Unless God gives you only happiness, He must be evil, and you are believing this definition of Him if you do not accept that He gives you only happiness. Second, God has given you your function. There are two parts of your mind. One is ruled by Igor. The other is the home of the Holy Spirit, where truth abides. There are no other guides than these to choose between, and no other outcomes are possible but the fear that the ego engenders, or the love that the Holy Spirit offers. So either your function is established by God through His voice, or by the ego which you have made to replace His voice. Which is true? Does the ego really have gifts to give? Being itself a paper-thin illusion and offering only the illusion of gifts? Think about this during the longer practice period today. Think also about the many ways in which you tried to find salvation under the ego's guidance. Many ways. Did you find it? Were you happy? Did these ways bring you peace? We need great honesty today. Remember the outcomes fairly and consider whether it was ever reasonable to expect happiness from anything the ego proposed. Today's idea is another giant stride in the perception of the same as the same and the different as different. On one side stands all illusions. All truth stands on the other side. Let us try today to realize that only the truth is true. In the shorter practice periods, twice an hour, repeat these words slowly and think about them as you say them. My happiness and my function are one because God has given me both. Makes life simple, huh? So thank you for coming today. Please come back tomorrow for lesson number 67.